So this is actually the main part of our farm. We actually farm intensively, just a little under an acre. We grow all spring, summer, and fall crops. And what we did when we started out originally, just because we are so focused on health, is we spent really the first 2 years before we actually planted a plant growing soil. So we did soil testing, figuring out what we needed to do to get the healthiest soil, because the healthier the soil is, the more nutrient dense the plants are, and actually the more disease resistant they are. So before Two Georges initiative, the challenges that we faced really were the fact that, we were giving out a lot of food, but we probably weren't as focused as we should be on the health of the body and how is that food creating health in the body.
One of the challenges besides literacy, we've had that. We've got access to equitable health care and ongoing health care. Vaping has been a concern, and that is something through Two Georges that we've even had vaping seminars for families and for students.
So when this opportunity came open, we saw the need within Haralson County specifically, and this opportunity allowed us to really work in depth and specific on project needs to serve the community within Haralson.
Well, we had two really great listening sessions that brought stakeholders into the fight.
With Two Georges, we've been able to create partnerships through that, and what we've also found is, hey, what are some opportunities for growth?
Some of the conditions that we were experiencing, very high substance abuse.
With people who suffer from addiction or people who are in recovery, a lot of that is a mental thing.
We have gained partnerships with the treatment courts in Haralson County, being drug court, family treatment court. We've established a relationship with the Haralson County Sheriff's Department where we're able to go in and do the reentry program, which helps individuals who are incarcerated to have a wellness and recovery action plan for when they're released.
Successes we had, one was Narcan. That was our first kind of big effort, and that was to get it in the hands of all the first responders. And you would think they had it, but they didn't have it. And we got it funded, we got it in their hands, we did training.
My family had been plagued with addiction for a long time, and they've been all from Haralson County. There wasn't resources like this, say, 20, 30 years ago. So I think that it's, everyone knows someone who struggles with addiction. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for people to be able to get freedom within their lives.
When we think about health equity, I think that was one of the bigger projects, was having community training and a community listening session, to having a lot of different stakeholders within the community learn what health equity is. The program that we presented was Bridges Out of Poverty, and so really showing the community leaders the prevalence of poverty, the food deserts, the lack of access to healthy food, fruits and vegetables.
Actually, a lot of this work had just begun, prior to 2020 when COVID hit. We were typically serving 150 families a week. When COVID hit, we actually went to 400 to 500 families a week. And during that time, so many more families were either having trouble finding food or particularly affording food. And we were able to move in not only with healthier staple food options, which we've provided more than 800,000 pounds of food over the last couple of years to people in Haralson County, but included in that is more than 120,000 pounds of fresh fruit and vegetables. So right now we're in summer crop mode. We're about to transition over into fall, but you can see okra growing here, more rows of green beans going in here. We have red peppers, our tomatoes. This round of tomatoes are just about finished for the year.
And then also there's a lot of food deserts within the community. So having access to healthy foods, knowing how to prepare those foods, overcoming the stigma that eating healthy is a much higher cost. So a lot of awareness campaigns were needed.
So this is our food bank. This is where we build food boxes for our clients. So as you can see from the food behind us, we start with a box and we fill it with food staple items. So the client winds up with about 50 pounds of staple food items that they can come through and get.
And see the needs. Once we see how great the needs are, and you put the right people in the room that can make the difference.
So for me, the legacy I see for Two Georgias initiatives in West Georgia is just healthier people overall. I mean, my wife and I experienced personally how food can heal you. And that's our goal, and we think that partnership is going to make sure that that happens here in West Georgia, not only because we give access to healthier food, but also that we educate people on how to prepare that food and just how to live a healthier lifestyle.